Bang bang! What's going on, guys? To another edition of the main event on Talkin Hands. So as I'm your host, Preston, joined by my co-host, Mr. Danny Betts. We're here to break down this weekend's huge main event. Alexander Usyk defends his heavyweight championship against Daniel Dubois. Should be a very entertaining fight. Before we get into that fight, gonna recap the last fight we did break down. Uh, Oscar Valdez unfortunately takes a loss against Emmanuel Navarrete. Fantastic fight though, but Valdez did lose, and it went to the scorecards. Which, if you watch the fight, kind of surprising. They were really getting at it, but like I said, great fight, impressive win for Navarrete. Looks to be the goods, moving up in weight. So, Danny, thoughts on that fight before we go into this weekend's main event?
Great fight, man. It lived up to what we were talking about. It was going to be a war. Um, Valdez had way more issues than I would thought. Like what I was thinking he would have with the different angles and length of Navarrete. Entertaining fight for sure. I mean, he cleared Navarrete clearly won the fight. He hurt his hand like midway. I kind of noticed. I think it was like the fifth round. I'm like, either he's getting tired or something's wrong. Or I was hoping Valdez was taking over, so I'm like, okay, let's go, come on. But then somebody in the commentary did say something too. And, oh, I think his hand or something's wrong. And then in the corner, they were talking about it in Spanish. So I caught on. I'm like, oh, his hand's hurt. So I guess
Yeah,
Navarrete's right hand was. He said nothing was wrong, like nothing broken. He said it was like inflammation, it was hurting him. And he still won the fight. He was still throwing too, like not like he was in the beginning, but still. Shout out to Dixon in the chat. Um, and like I can only imagine if his right hand was all right. Maybe he could have got Valdez out of there because that eye was bad, bro. Valdez's eye
yeah,
was closed by the end of the fight. And it was pretty bad, but like Valdez is tough. Like I said before, Valdez is tough as hell, bro. You
yeah.
really gotta like knock him out with a hammer or something.
Yeah, I completely agree. That's why, even though I did agree with thinking Valdez would get the win, I put it on no distance. Fortunately, like you just said, Valdez is almost too tough for his own good. Uh, Hopefully, he gets a more softball matchup his next fight and takes time off because he needs it. But yeah, huge win, very impressive win by Navarrete. Shout Dixon in the chat. What's going on? Dixon talking about the fight of the year
Oh
coming
god.
up. Dylan Daniels versus Logan Paul, KSI versus Tommy Fury. John Fury, who is, I believe Tommy's father, went nuts kicking tables. I did see he was doing like the DX Suck It, I think. I
Yeah,
saw that
grabbing his
too.
nuts. He's
Yeah.
trying to sell the fight more than anybody else.
And uh, then he brings up Dylan Dennis cake. Logan proud of him laying knocked out was hilarious. Yeah, that all I'm getting on Twitter, like I'm sure you've been seeing, is the Dylan Dennis stuff with the wife or the
Dude,
fiance.
he is going crazy. I mean,
Yeah,
she is. I mean, she's been passed around like a lot.
yeah,
She's open about it. Like, I mean, it's ammo. Hey, it's a fight game, bro. You can talk shit. He's trying to get in Logan's head, so it's what it
yeah.
is.
And then Evan bringing up basically what we're going to get into in this fight. John Fury flipped the table because KSI asked why Tyson was ducking Usyk, laughing my ass off. And yeah, so we'll just go right into the fight this week. So there were negotiations for Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk. Negotiations fell through. Tyson Fury is now boxing Francis Ngannou in October, and Usyk obviously is fighting Daniel Dubois this weekend. So unfortunately, that fight did not get made, but we still got a pretty good fight. Although I think we're going to be in pretty much agreement on the outcome of this fight. Current odds at our favorite sports book, mybookie.ag, have Alexander Usyk as a minus 1,200 favorite. Come back on Daniel Dubois plus 700 round props, which are a little more interesting. The over-under is set at 6.5. Juice to the over 6.5, minus 150. Usyk by KO -250. So that's the generalized win condition there for Usyk. Danny, initial thoughts on this fight, and then kind of the unfortunate news of we're not getting Usyk Fury. Seems like anytime soon, if at all.
Yeah, like we talked about it a couple times. I was pretty mad. We didn't get that Usyk fight with Fury. Fury's been playing games and things like that. Now he's trying to look for a huge payday with Ngannou, but it is what it is. This fight is still good, man. Daniel Dubois, he's pretty good. Good power, good pressure, and he's only what 25, so he's gonna be 11 years younger than Usyk. He did have a scare in his ass fight. He got dropped, hurt early in that fight. I think he like messed up his ankle or whatever, but he pushed through and got the job done. So that does show me, he's not a quitter. He overcame adversity. Um, I just think like we know Usyk, good. Just in cruiserweight, he was the man. He was a true champ, undisputed, and things like that. And his boxing in heavyweight, it's just too quick and too much fundamentals and his footwork and things like that. And the heavyweights that he fights is just too much for them. That's why I really wanted to see that Fury fight because the styles, man, it would have been nice to see how that fight would have played out. But this fight, I think Dubois is the perfect guy for Usyk. Usyk's been he's had a little layoff. He
Yep.
might be a little bit rusty in the beginning. Um, but once and plus, you want to be a little bit careful with Dubois' power, especially early. I think Usyk is just gonna, bank rounds. He's got better volume, better boxing. They're pretty much the same size. Dubois is like 2 inches taller, but they got the same reach, so he's not gonna have any issues there. But Dubois doesn't cut the ring off, and he's flat-footed. So that's why I say I think this is a good matchup for Usyk. I'll box him. I was thinking about if he was gonna get the KO or not. I like even though it's -150, I do like the over a lot because I really think this fight could go the distance, and I like Usyk by decision. I think it's like +280 is the best number out there. Because he doesn't have the craziest power. Usyk
Yeah.
doesn't. Like it's more like volume. Hopefully you get tired later on in the rounds and he takes you out like that, or a TKO, or the ref steps in. That's the way I see him getting a stoppage here, like a TKO. Referee steps in. Dubois is not throwing no more. But I think he's got enough gas in the tank to push through whatever Usyk throws at him and finish the fight at least. So I do like Usyk by decision.
Yeah, and then a real deal talking about I need a haircut. I was going to get a haircut.
Dude, I need one too. Why you think I'm wearing a hat?
Yeah. I've been holding off. Birthday weekend's in 2 weeks, so I'm trying to cut it as close to them before. And it kind of stinks because I was going to say the exact same thing, Usyk by decision. Daniel Dubois, I'm not saying he got exposed, but so he fought Joe Joyce. That fight, he was a pretty big favorite. He was like -400 favorite. And then Joe Joyce just jabbed the shit out of him. If his eye didn't look like shit, basically, the fight would have been probably continued, but they had to stop the fight. And yeah, Usyk's just too clean, too technical, too tactical for Daniel Dubois. I agree. I would bet the over 6.5. Dixon there. Usyk's eyes are crazier than his knockout power. Yeah, Usyk's got a crazy look to him for sure.
Yeah, he definitely does. He's a character.
Yeah, he's a psycho. He's a psycho for sure. And yeah, so Usyk's last fight, right? He fights Anthony Joshua 2 times. Prior to that, Chisora. All 3 of those fights were decision at heavyweight. He's getting his knockouts at cruiserweight. It was Chaz Witherspoon a heavyweight fight, I believe so. So that's probably his only heavyweight knockout. And yeah, I just think Dubois is big enough to where he's not going to get stopped, with one shot, like you're saying, accumulation of damage. I think my only worry with that would be if Dubois does go like guns wild and gasses himself out, then middle rounds it's going to be kind of like target practice for Usyk, and then the ref will just stop the fight because it's like, okay, you're dead man walking basically. But yeah, I think Alexander Usyk wins the fight all day. I know minus 1200, minus 1400, can't really do much with that. Uh, over 6.5. There are some 7.5. 7.5's about even money. So if you like the over, maybe ladder it to 7.5, 8.5, so on and so forth. Or like Danny was saying, take Usyk by decision. I'm sure by fight day you could probably get plus 300. And yeah, that's what I think happens. I think Alexander Usyk cruises to a decision, takes as much minimal damage as possible, and hopefully sets up another big fight. I don't know if he would wait for maybe the Joshua Wilder winner, because I'm pretty sure they're going to make that fight.
I hope. We'll see, man, because they got to, like, this year's boxing has been insane, so everybody has some pressure on them to make these big fights.
Yeah, and I would take Deontay Wilder pretty easily in that fight. Joshua looked like shit against Helenas. Thank God he knocked him out. But it's like it was 6 rounds of Joshua doing nothing, and then land that overhand right. So finally, and yeah, kind of what Evan's saying. Good to see Usyk finally like coming home. Yeah, because he's been fighting in England, Joshua's hometown, or Saudi Arabia, it seems. So if Ali was Tyson Fury, he would have already fought Usyk twice by now, says EQ. Yeah, Tyson Fury's not Muhammad Ali. Tyson Fury got his belt, and he's fat and happy.
Right. I mean, pretty much. Now he's getting a big payday. Like,
Yeah.
Francis Ngannou. Sucks, man. Hopefully he does end up finding him, but they're not getting younger.
Yeah. Then Evan talking about WBC is not stripping Fury anytime soon. Just look at the Charlo brother. He hasn't fought in 2.5 years. And yeah, that's wild. And I saw, which I'm sure you saw, we could touch on it, Terrence Crawford has called out Charlo, and he wants to move up to 168 to fight Charlo. And if I'm Charlo, there's no way he's going to take that fight. Like, it's a lose-lose for him.
Yeah.
He beats him. He beat a welterweight. He loses. He lost to a welterweight. So, yeah, Charlo, it's kind of BS with that. But the other one is fighting Canelo. He's probably going to get, I would say, late stoppaged by Canelo. But, we'll see. I'd have to watch a little bit more.
Yeah, but Jamal, like, I saw a video the other day. He went live, actually, I think, on his IG. That dude is not doing good, bro. Like, he was just talking nonsense. He was at his house. Like, he had an IV on him and stuff. Like, he was talking about mental health issues and stuff, but he needs help, bro. He is not looking good. So I don't think we see him in a while.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, then, yeah, they should strip him. And then, if anything, if I was managing him, I would give him a layup fight, get him like an easy knockout, get his confidence back up to get a big fight, because yeah, his skills are going to be diminished by the time he gets back in the cage. Shout Key and VP Eats and Travels for watching. And of course, our members, Brian Watson and the head man, Jeff Slaughter. Make sure, guys, I do have this redirected UFC Dana White Contender Series live stream this week. 4 fights, I think. There's only 4.
Yeah, one got scratched. It's 4 tonight.
And watch the fights with the fellas. Sure, they'll cash. I actually think I have a bet with Danny against the guy who's fighting Ring. I'm picking the underdog. So
no, I got the underdog. Who?
I don't know his name. The guy who's fighting Ring. Yeah, he's like plus 150, 160.
Yeah, I won the dog.
Yeah, I picked that too because everyone picked.
I got round 3 too by KO plus 1800. That dude is, bro. He'll fight for our money, bro. Like that dude. And Peruvian fighters have been hot lately. Like,
yeah.
So
there we go. Look at Evan. Any degenerate Dana White Contender Series picks?
Yes, sir. Let's go Peru, baby.
There we go. Hopefully we start the night off with a win there. Nice little underdog price. Sean O'Malley got it done. That was a highlight reel finish KO for him. So
yes,
things are picking up there in the UFC as well. Let me And Curtis, I try to catch you live, but never can. Yeah, Curtis. Every Tuesday for a moderately big fight. 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central, 4:30 Pacific. We will be on live. And shout out Steve G. Let me get through quick sponsor, if you guys could. Prize Picks, prizepicks.com, promo code PUBSPORTS. 100% match bonus up to $100, minimum 25. We have a baseball show with Sharpie, Prize Picks. Gives you strikeout props, hits. There's boxing, MMA. Football's coming up. Football's huge.
Yes.
Pretty easy. Touchdown props, receiver props, all that. Get to Prize Picks, prizepicks.com, promo code PUBSPORTS. If you could, hit a like, subscribe, comment down below your thoughts on these videos. And if you ever so would, consider becoming a member, like a lot of our guys here in green to the right of us. That being said, we'll get to best bet. I think me and Danny lockstep. We're due for a win. We're gonna get a win this week. I'm pretty sure. Danny, best bet Usyk Dubois.
I mean, I want to say best bet. Like I said, I'm betting the over as long as it doesn't go up, because minus 150 is probably the cutoff line for me.
Yeah.
But I just say Usyk by decision, man. I'm gonna play that too for sure. Usyk plus 280. Love that number. Think he gets it done for sure. Hopefully he's not a late KO, but I think he gets it done on the scorecards by decision.
Yeah, and I'm going to be in complete agreement. I think Usyk wins the fight, wins by decision, gets his timing down, picks it up. And yeah, he's just the cleaner, better, sharper, smoother boxer. Oleksandr Usyk wins a decision. I like that. Plus 200 or above. I will be betting that. And, of course, the over. Any final comments from the fellas? Curtis, Steve? That should be it. And EQ likes Usyk by stoppage, which it is juiced. It's like minus 250. So,
Yeah.
But that is kind of what the books are thinking will happen. I have a feeling Dubois is going to want to extend his time in the ring as much as he can. So, yeah, that should do it for us, guys. Next week, I'll have to check the schedule real quick, see what we have for the big fight next week. And, of course, we know Canelo Charlo end of next month. Ron Sizzle, Nebraska boy, likes Usyk, wins by decision. Ron Sizzle must have been happy with Terrence Crawford, Pride in Omaha, right there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he definitely.
Yeah.
Real quick, I know there's which is crazy. You're not doing no promotions or anything like that. But Big Baby Anderson's back this Saturday too.
Yes, you were right. Yeah.
And my boy Oscar Collazo, the new champion in the lower weight class, Puerto Rican, 5th champion for Puerto Rico. I think he gets it done by stoppage, but I gotta see the line. There's no line out there yet, but we'll see.
What's Big Baby, like minus 2,000? I assume. I have no clue.
I didn't even see the line, honestly. I don't think. Let me see. Oh, minus 3,000.
Okay. Yeah, I had no clue. So yeah, figures.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'll get the KO for sure. Because was it a decision? You were at the fight.
Yeah,
was it
yeah.
Decision?
Yeah, he dropped him, and he got the decision. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So he's gonna get the KO. We know that. So yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. Like I said, subscribe, comment down below your thoughts on this fight. Should be a good one. Usyk versus Dubois. Curtis, unfortunately, we did pick Oscar Valdez. Great fight though. And Navarrete definitely was impressive getting that victory.
Yeah, rewind. Just replay this video. We did a little recap in the beginning.
Yeah. This video will redirect to the Dana White Contender Series live stream. So if you guys could stay there, watch that, become a member, comment down with the chat. You guys are going to cash all night long. We will see you guys hopefully next week. I'll make sure, but if not, the following week. Like I said, another edition of the main event, Talkin Hands. See you guys. Peace.